Like I think the way that we structure training is probably a bit more on the defensive side than maybe a lot of other companies would do. We like to be, maybe at threshold or lower. We like to do a lot of aerobic sort of base training. But what I find with that is actually you get a really big boost from racing. Now that's not racing every week
Yeah,
because that,
yeah,
that that ends up just being too much. But if you can race every I would say 6 weeks, it sort of really adds to our program. So almost if you could do a relatively defensive program, but then have something that's as hard as you can. So obviously
yeah,
that ends up being around LT2, depending on,
yeah,
or just a bit higher, depending on the distance of the race, if it's cross
yeah,
country or a Zwift race or whatever that is. Obviously, it's really, really hard, and you've not prepared so much for that because our program's been defensive. But what you find off the back of that is you end up getting a big boost into the next block, and
yeah,
then it's defensive race. So it sort of hits on both ends. It hits from that one, you get to race maybe a little bit more, but also you can fit that in within a training block. So it's not like, oh, I'm
yeah.
gonna peak for these races. It's I'm going to train into these races, and I think that way we write our program, it allows you to sort of train into those races.